Let's go, UW. They're about to make hip drop tackles a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Why even play defense? Might as well be flag football.
Yeah, I'm hearing some of the rumblings about it. Definitely don't like it. I hope that if they do make it a rule, it will have the life or the shelf life of the you could review pass interference. You know, you get that one season of it, and then they're like, all right, we tripping. Get rid of this rule. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, I think they're gonna make it really challenging on defenders, man, and really hard on the referees also if they do make that hip drop a 15-yard penalty with automatic first down. Yeah, because just when you're looking at the hip drop tackle on replay, it looks one way. When you're talking about watching a guy running through the trenches or a guy on the perimeter on the sideline running and fighting for extra yardage, and now you're playing this game as the referee of, is this a hip drop or is this guy just trying to drag this guy or stop this guy best as he can, or is this running back dragging this guy? Like, you just putting the referees in another position to make some calls that I think are going to have people pretty upset, man. But I get it, man. I definitely get, the intent of it. So hopefully the execution of the calls will be what I guess they're hoping. But I think that you're going to open up a can of worms, man, and really put these referees and these defenders in even more of a bind.
Do you remember any hip drop tackle calls last year? I don't even remember any.
No, it's not illegal. The reason they want to make it illegal is because they brought up how on occasion people have gotten hurt. They brought up Mark Andrews getting hurt.
Oh, it didn't get cleared for last year?
No,
I thought it was a rule last
they
year.
brought it up last year, and that's when they started calling it hip drop. And that was when a lot of, like me, alumni were like, bro, we've never even heard somebody call that a hip drop. It was just a tackle. You're trying to get this guy down while he's dragging you. And that's why you're in a position, because the running back is still going, or that person with the ball is still going. So you're like, last resort, I got to drop my gravity to the ground. You're not trying to drop on his legs. You're trying to drop your gravity to the ground to stop this dude. So that was when it started to happen more and more in terms of just being talked about. This tackle has been happening since tackle football started, because if I'm trying to tackle you and you're trying to run through this tackle and you're strong enough to get your body in front of my head and I'm on the side of you, I physically cannot stop you if we're both going this way. Just the laws of gravity, right? Your momentum is this way, my momentum is this way. I'm trying to use all the force I got, but if we're going the same direction, I'm only going to be helping you. Hence the reason why you hip drop. It's like pulling the emergency brake. Hey, you going 100 miles an hour this way, I can't stop you. I can't horse collar you no more. Cool, I'm here. Bro, I gotta fall back. I'm going to roll with you. And now you got to decide as the ball carrier how bad you want them yards in that, man. You got to go down. But that's the kind of sticky point that you're going to create when you're talking about just an angle run, anything that's going to the perimeter. You're going to be in that position potentially. When you're talking about them running backs going through a hole, he hit this D tackle. All right, boom. All right, he run through this linebacker. All right, boom. Well, now you got that linebacker what? Holding on. How does he stop him? Without dropping your weight, gravity to the ground. That's the part where, like I said, it's going to get interesting. Or you're going to see dudes trying to do the whole pull arm tackle. Let me grab your jersey and just hold on. But that's not what we want to see. That's not effective at this level.
No, it just seems like this is a normal tackle that you're describing.
But it's like, I get why, because they don't want their stars to get hurt. That's like when Brady got hurt in the pocket, blew his knee out, and that's when they said you can't hit quarterbacks below the knee. Then when you start to see some of the quarterbacks get hit up top, dudes getting concussions, like, all right, you can't hit them up top.
Have they used examples of big-name players getting hurt from this tackle?
This is the past.
I can't remember.
So
That's why I asked you.
The past 2 years, this is the narrative that they've been pushing. Mark Andrews, to me, has been the biggest name, but he even came back this year. Yeah, he got hurt regular season, came back postseason.
And they called that a hip drop tackle?
Yeah, they called that one a hip drop. And that's what they're saying is like, oh, and every time we see that, he's the poster boy of it, but it's been multiple times where it's didn't happen, but it's not like, that's just, like I said, it happens a ton in terms of just making a tackle like that. Because he's going, you're trying to stop him.
I mean, it's football.
But that's where we at with it. So it's like, we get you trying to make it safe, but we talk about how to hit a defensive receiver, right? The DeMonte Casey conversation. Remember, we was like, yo, for Casey, it's almost like you got to let this guy catch it.
Oh, yeah.
and then decide to let him catch it, take a step, and then just tackle, right? Don't try to separate from the ball. The only thing you could do is what Kilbrew said, right? Try to go and get the football, and you might just violently hit him. But as long as you're going for the football, they'll let it play. It's janky either way you look at it, though. I feel like this would go right back into that potentially.
Yes, hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully
But you're going
it
to put
doesn't
the
get
referees in a tough spot. That's the one thing I would say, man. The referee's going to be sitting that thing like...
Because the way you're describing it pretty much is happening on every play.
It can. If a guy is trying to break a tackle and he's strong enough, which typically at this level, yeah, you go find a matchup where you go be able to just... It happens a lot. Man, you can go watch college football. You go watch high school football. This is a very common position that you're going to be put in as a defender because the athletes on offense are just as good. They're fast. They're strong. You know how hard it is to tackle a guy one-on-one where he's zigzagging, running. It's like, bro, get him down the best way you can. And when you get him, it's like, bro, I ain't got time to be thinking about, all right, he's still running. Hold on, let me reposition this way. All right, he's still running. Hold on. We 5 yards now, 10 yards now. All right, now it's a highlight. I can't drag him up here either. How are we going to get him out? Hey, man, you just got to get your defender in front of him. Well, what happens when that safety is out of the way now? How many times have we seen alley tackles where it's one-on-one, even with 11 guys on defense, where it's still a one-on-one and the guys on the side of them?
Like, you got to do whatever you can to take them down.
I'm like, that's football. That's defense. That's the name of the game.
Yeah,
like
what do you said, as long as it's not a face
yeah.
mask or a horse collar,
right.
you got to figure it out.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm just trying to figure out, like, okay, I don't mind you critiquing, not you, but I don't mind them critiquing it and saying, hey, we've seen some injuries. Cool. My thing is, what's a alternative solution, though? Don't just tell me this is an issue and now you're just going to create another issue by trying to Band-Aid this. It's like, you need to give them dudes another tool to, if you're going to make that rule. But they're definitely talking about it, and they've been talking about it a lot, and that's the reason why I do feel like we will see it probably happen this season, bro. Because it was heavily talked about last year before this season started, and then once Andrews took his little spill, it was like, oh, now we really got another name to put it on. And we're like, why do you keep calling this thing this hip drop? Like, oh, that make it sexy because you got a name for it now? But
yeah, it just seems like a tackle to me.
Yeah.
And it's football. Injuries are going to happen naturally.
We've always called it that, bro. And then, like I said, the past 2 years I've been saying hip drop. It's a hip drop. You're like, bro, what?